I don't even know what to say. I don't know what to tell you guys. I wasn't even sure if I was gonna make this video. I'm honestly kind of at a loss for words. I can't even say really how I feel. I don't know how I feel. I don't know how I should feel. I'm angry. I'm upset. I don't know if I should scream, if I should cry. It just sucks all around. It's absolutely insane, and I wasn't even sure if I was going to make this video and post it for you guys, but I want to get it out there so that way there's awareness and that you guys can take the necessary precautions to help with protecting yourselves and your bikes. But as you saw in the thumbnail, it's not April Fool's. I purposely had to wait a day because I knew people wouldn't believe it. Some of our bikes were stolen out of our garage. Thieves broke into our garage and they took our bikes. They also hit one of my neighbor's garages and took their bikes too. If you're not familiar, bike theft, it's an organized crime, and especially for high-end bikes around the world, cities everywhere, bikes are being stolen daily. It happened to us. They ended up locating our garages, and then in order to get into them, they cut through the sheet metal in the garage and they reached through and they picked the lock from the inside of the garage by reaching through the garage door. And then they were able to get it open, and they took a couple of our bikes and our neighbors' bikes as well. And I still can't believe it. I'm in shock, and it sucks so much. Already had to file the police report, and we're contacting the insurance company to try to see if there's anything that they can do in order to help us out. But it sucks, because from here on, I feel like I can never have any type of trust at all whatsoever. And it really it's terrifying. I don't even know what to do. But anyways, I want to make sure that you guys know exactly what happened. And I kind of told you they were able to get to our garage and everything, and then cut through the door to get in and steal the bikes. And that part, it is what it is. But there's different methods that you can take to protect yourselves to ensure that this can't happen to you. It's methods that I already had followed myself and was already aware of. And I've been following these practices for years. But of course, we had it in the locked location, but the thieves were able to break into it and steal the bikes from that location. And furthermore, what you can do is to help with preventing it is on Strava, they actually have privacy settings that you can utilize, and you can update your Strava privacy settings, and you can set a radius around your home so that people on Strava won't be able to view your GPS routes and trace it back to your house in order to potentially steal any bikes that they may see that you're riding. And this is part of the reason why I'm torn on if I even want to put it out there, but it's really important because by mentioning it, of course, it makes me a little bit more at higher risk. But I was already aware that I was at a little bit higher risk than your average person because of social media presence and everything else. But I want to make sure that you guys know, and the thieves that would watch this video and try to take advantage of it, they likely already know how they can end up getting the data and trying to figure out where bikes may be located that they can steal. So there's really not too much that can be done about it, but I want to let you all know so that way you can try to take the necessary precautions to protect yourselves. Furthermore, there's the details of exactly what was stolen, and they actually ended up stealing both of my wife's bikes. So super nice high-end bikes, an Intense Sniper Trail and a Merida Big 9 Team Edition. Both bikes full carbon, really great components. I'm going to be posting photos here, that way you guys can see what they look like. If you're local, and if you can keep an eye out for them to see if they happen to pop up on Facebook Marketplace, Subito, anywhere like that, it would be greatly appreciated. It would be awesome if we could somehow track these down. But I'm going to be honest with you guys, if you're not familiar, when it comes to these bikes, it's an organized crime ring, and they transport bikes all around the world in order to hide the fact that they're stolen and ensure that the owners of the bikes are less likely to find them. They do this in the United States, they do it here in Europe, and they'll steal it from one location, they transport the bikes to another location, and then that's where they'll try to sell them. However, there's a chance that maybe somebody would be trying to sell it locally. It was really interesting though. It was weird because they got 2 of our bikes, and then my neighbors, they got some of their bikes too. But what was really strange is my neighbor had a high-end e-bike, and they didn't take the bike, but they took the wheels. Very, very strange. So I don't know if they just didn't have enough manpower to get the bikes out, all of them, because they took at least 5, I think, or maybe that they didn't have a big enough vehicle to transport all the bikes. But either way, they left behind a couple, and my cheaper commuter bike that I use was just a few $100. Like, they left that and other things in our garage, my neighbor's garage and ours. They left those items and they just took a couple of the highest end bikes. Even stranger, I had 2 brand new sets of tires in my garage. And I also had a like new tire that wasn't in the packaging. They only took the 2 brand new tires that were still in packaging. And as far as I can tell so far, that's all that they've taken. But I'm still trying to go through everything and remember all that was there, because I have a lot of bike parts. One, it's hard to come by bike parts right now, and you want to make sure that you have your own stuff in case anything breaks. And then 2, like, you just end up collecting them over the years. Everyone who's been riding for a while, like, you know the deal. And I want you to be aware of how serious of an issue this is. I really can't stress enough, like, these are organized crime rings all around the world, and they ship bikes from state to state, country to country, all over the place. City to city is on a smaller scale, but it's a lot bigger than that. And it sucks because so many people are affected by this all the time, which leads me to my last point. And hopefully we're good on our end, but that is just double check your insurance policies, because that's all you can do. But just make sure that your bikes are insured and that there's some type of hope. But we all know, like, these are our bikes. They're our pride and joy, our babies, and other bikes aren't the same. Even like if and when we get money and we can purchase another bike, like the new bikes, like, they aren't our old bikes. We want our old bikes. And it's one of the worst things about it. And then lastly, like I said, I lost some trust and some faith today. And one of the next issues that has to be figured out is bike storage and how to keep them safe. Clearly, the garage isn't the solution. It's absolutely insane that we can't trust our bikes to be safe in our own locked garage. But within our little community, we're going to be considering our options for what we can do. We're definitely going to be setting up like cameras and alarm system and everything, because the value between my neighbor's bikes and our bikes that were stolen is absolutely tremendous. And so that's the least that we can do in order to protect ourselves and our neighbors in the future. But from here, it's just, we'll see where it goes. Huge bummer. Like, this is so sad, and it's terrible. It's so hard to describe how I'm feeling, but like, it's tough. I don't even know. I'll be getting out and riding this weekend though, and there'll be a new video coming up on Tuesday that's going to be normal, routine content. And so thanks for sticking it out with me on this one. Really appreciate you guys. I can't stress that enough. The channel's been headed in such a positive direction, and been loving it so much. And it's just really, really sad and unfortunate that this had to happen now. It really puts a damper on everything and cycling. But, you know, we got to stay strong. Can't let the thieves get to us. So we're just going to put our heads down, keep on climbing up these hills and bombing these descents, having some fun. And that's going to be it for today's video. Doesn't really make sense, but if you wanted to like it, you can. And if you know any methods to, you know, ensure the safety of others and their bikes and other personal belongings, and you want to leave a comment down below to help everybody out, that would be greatly appreciated. And that's going to be it for today. So tell me where to ride next. I'll go check it out. And I know it's not the same excitement as normal, but pretty bummed out. This situation really sucks. So thanks, guys.